and inexplicable. And we give all praises in the name of his only begotten Son, our King, Hamashiach, YAHAWAH'S. So I want to get right into, this lesson and kind of look at the view, if you will, as it relates to Satan and how we conceptualize Satan. All right? Because we have to be very leery. We know that we do have an adversary. We have someone that's adverse. So if you're going to title this, am I Satan? You want to ask yourself, because as Israelites, this is something that we need to make sure that we stay far away from. So I want to give you a little historical background. So when looking at this term, Satan, the name of Satan is usually synonymous with the arch enemy of the Most High. So like his arch, what we would consider nemesis. When you think of Superman, what do you think of? You think of Lex Luthor. There's somebody always there to oppose. So if we are the princes of power, you don't think we're going to have a arch nemesis? You don't think that we're going to have someone that's adverse to us? We're going around saying that we're the princes of power. And if we're compliant and obedient, then that's exactly who we are. We are the princes of power. And so this is why the adversary is very prevalent. So we know the Christian mindset is that of a red man on a hot sauce bottle. It almost makes him mystical, if you will. And therefore, a lot of people, there are doctrines out there that there's no such thing as the devil. But we know the term Satan just means a deceiver. So when you think of the arch enemy of the Most High, the personification of evil, when you think about Ha-Satan, which is Ha being the Satan trap setter. All right? So he's ones that set traps for us. Why wouldn't he? He would set a trap up for the princes of power. Right? He would be adverse. This is approving. And we just have to be aware of that. So we know usually in Christian tradition, it's the personification with this one entity. But the name from the Hebrew derives from a Shemitic root, which is Satan or Satan. And but the primitive meaning is still, we still see debates about it. What is Satan? Who is Satan? But coming from the Hebrew perspective, it is the trap setter, and it's not synonymous to just one personification of one being. In other words, anybody could be Satan based on the character. So the most popular suggestion being to be remote and to obstruct. That's the meaning of saying he's there to obstruct. Some alternative roots include to rove. Remember what the scripture says? He seeks whom he may devour as a what? As a roaring lion. So that's roam, to rove. Remember in the account of Job, what was he doing? He was going to and fro. This is what he does. To do what? To obstruct. He's there to put an obstruction in your way, and it's approving for us. I mean, if you're a superhero and you ain't got nobody a worthy opponent, then are you really a superhero? It's too easy. Don't nobody want to see Michael Jordan play a high school basketball team. He would never have been if the Chicago Bulls were always playing high school. Can you imagine the things that they would have achieved? But nobody would have seen it as nothing. So in the same way. So when we look from the Hebrew perspective, Satan can also refer to any human being who played the role of an accuser. And we're gonna look at that word accuser, because even in the Greek, and we'll go through it. Second, matter of fact, you just grab 2 Timothy, and we'll start chapter 3, and we're going to get ready to read on down. But even the word accuser in the Greek, in the context of 2 Timothy 3, is diablos, which is the devil. So when we go around, people think the Israelites are crazy because we go around and call, all y'all do is on the corner calling people the devil. Well, no, the Bible calls people the devil. And we're going to see several accounts. But the question is to make sure that the devil's not in us. That's what and we're going to have an adversary. There are going to be times, you don't think the devil going to slip in? Me and Elder just recently had this conversation. You're deceiving yourself if you don't think that the devil can slip into you in terms of incandescent light. He likes to operate in the shadows, in the background, in whispering. That's where all the sin is, backbiting, whispering, jealousy, envy. That's where he lives, in that clandestine light. So he's going to sneak in. You're not going to see it coming. You kind of have to sense him. Yeah. Did y'all hear something? Did y'all hear that? That was Satan. And so he can sneak into your wife's conversation. He can sneak into your conversation. He can come out of your mouth. He can come out on your job. He can come out in your children. And we've seen that with YAHAWAH'S. He can come out to the closest people to you. That's where Satan likes to reside, because he can hide there. But that's why the scripture tells us to do what? Resist. There has to be some obstruction that we create to push back to him. And you got to be aware. All right, let me go into a little bit more of this definition. So, Satan from the Hebrew, it can be anyone who played the role of an accuser, which an accuser is, once again, Satan, diablos. And we're going to get into that. But give me first, YAHAWAH'S, since you were late, give me 1 Samuel 29 and 4. I'm going to behave. We're on camera. I'm not even going to do it to you. All praises. Yeah, 1 Samuel 29 and 4. Oh, Lord, yeah. Yeah, just take your time whenever you get to it. Yeah, come on. 1 Samuel 29 and 4.
This 1 Samuel 29 and 4. And the princes of the Philistines were wroth with him. And the princes of the Philistines said unto him, make this fellow return, that he may go again to his place, which thou hast appointed him, and let him not go down with us to battle, lest in the battle he be an adversary to us.
You see that? So we see that even that term there, this man was being deemed as that he be an adversary to us. That's the same word for devil. So he's calling him a devil. Read on.
For wherewith should he reconcile himself unto his master? Should it not be with the heads of these men?
Mm-hmm.
Is not this David, of whom they sang one to another in dances, saying, Saul slew his thousands, and David his 10,000s. Then the Chish called David, and said unto him, surely, as the Lord liveth, thou hast been upright, and thy going out and thy coming in with me. So
I just wanted the context to let you know that, even an accuser can accuse someone who's not a devil to be a devil, but the term Satan, I want you to see, is synonymous with an adversary. So simply when we call people the devil, they're an adversary. Now you can be opposed, because the ancient Egyptians saw the Israelites and the Israelite power as the devil. So much so that they didn't even want to speak the name. What does the scripture say? The name of Yahweh is what among the heathen? It's dreadful, because to them, it's their Satan. That name, that authority, that power, there's an obstruct to what they want to do. And we know that the Most High, don't find it strange when people tell us, say, y'all are the devil. Because we're in conflict. There's an obstruct. We're an adversary to lies. But the true entity of the personification of evil is whom you serve. Because the lust of your father, that's what you'll do. You see? So we can cut that there. Give me a 2 Samuel 19 and 22. Just want to give little examples.
The 2 Samuel 19 and 22. And David said, what have I to do with you, ye sons of Zeruiah, that ye should this day be adversaries unto me?
That you should be an adversary. He was calling them Satan. Why y'all acting like Satan unto me? What have I done to you to cause you to be a devil? And sometimes you haven't done anything. It's just the spirit of Satan. And we got to understand that this operates in men, as well as women, as well as children. Was that it on 22?
It says, shall there any man be put to death this day in Israel? For do not I know that I am this day king over Israel?
Come. So again, having adversaries. We see that these terms are actual Satan. So it was common in the Hebrew culture to identify people as Satan. I mean, it wasn't something like, ooh, why you call that man Satan? Oh, you evil. No, that's what we did. You see what I'm saying? That was nothing new. That was our concept. Give me 1 Kings 5 and 4. You turn the pages like you got honey on them. But go ahead.
This 1 Kings 5 and 4. But now the Lord my God hath given me rest on every side, so that there is neither adversary nor evil occurring.
So there are no Satan's plural. You see what I'm saying? So it's not just the individual. The adversary is synonymous with Satan. So we get that? All right. I'm going to get one more. Give me Numbers 22 and 32. Because even in this Numbers, we're going to see that it refers to a divine messenger who was sent to obstruct Balaam's rash journey. Numbers 22 and 32.
So this Numbers 22 and 32. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, wherefore hast thou smitten thy ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me.
Mm-hmm.
And the ass saw me and turned from me these 3 times. Unless she had turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee and saved her alive.
Read it again from the top.
Verse 33.
Where I had you read.
Verse 32.
Read 32 again from the top. Numbers 22 and 32.
It says, and the angel of the Lord said unto him, wherefore hast thou smitten thy ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee. Now
who was this that went to withstand Balaam? It was the angel of the Lord. But guess who it was? Guess what that term was? To withstand. It's Satan.
Come.
You see what I'm saying? It was an adversary. He was an adversary to Balaam. So I'm just letting us understand the term Satan. Because we are automatically associated with what? With the red man on the hot sauce box. The personification of one man being evil. But Satan is not always in that context. Does that make sense? All right. All praises. Now, when YAHAWAH'S uses it, and in its negative form, just like in the Hebrew, dog can be evil, Caleb can be evil, but Caleb can also be positive. Joshua was known, well, you got Joshua, then you got Caleb, or Caleb. But Caleb was, part of that meaning, it has a righteous meaning. But part of that meaning, Caleb has a bad meaning. It's a dog. So that's how it is in the Hebrew. So I want to get a couple of scriptures before I have you pull. Give me give me Romans 1:18. If we're going to be an adversary, if we're going to play the part of the devil, then we need to be a righteous devil. If we're going to be if we're going to be looked at as Satan, it's because we should be adverse to lies, adverse to unrighteousness. And if you're not, then you may be on the left-hand side. You see what I'm saying? And you allow Satan to come in. It's probably one I already got, but bring it up.
Psalms?
No, go ahead, bring it up.
This is Psalms 38:20. They also that render evil for good are mine adversaries.
You see that? Read on.
Because I follow the thing that is good.
Because I follow the thing. That's a perfect precept. Glad you pulled it. Because that's exactly the side that we should be on. Read it again one more time.
I'm going to start at 19. This is Psalms 38:19. But mine enemies are lively, and they are strong, and they that hate me wrongfully are multiplied. They also that render evil for good.
They render evil for good. This is the difference between being influenced by Satan, the deceiver, the trap setter, and as opposed to being a Satan. Read on.
It says, they also that render evil for good are mine adversaries, because I follow the thing that is good.
So you're going to have devils come because you follow that, what's good. So we need to know that. We need to know that. You need to, the same way it says to prepare yourself for trials, which is adversity. So adversity, dealing with the adversary, you see what I'm saying? Know that that's coming.
No.
And that it can come in you to have you turn from the way. Where's your precept out of? What book?
Joshua.
Okay, go ahead.
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 5, verse 13. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversaries?
Look at that. Are you for us or are you for Satan? Which are our adversaries, again, the plural of Satan. That's where you get Satanists from.
Like
and it's just one person.
Joshua 5:13.
So we need to know that spirit is working. Read what you got, and then we're going to go to the 2 Timothy 3 and start going.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 18. For the wrath of the Most High is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness.
So you see that wrath, and to anybody that's operating in unrighteousness or ungodliness, then that wrath is going to be felt. Those are the Most High's adversaries. But to those people, they're going to see the Most High and his servants as devils. How many times we've been out there we've been called the devil because we're telling the truth? Have I become your enemy because I've told you the truth? Now I'm a Satan to you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
You adversary.
I'm an adversary to you. That's the way it works. But I'm not the adversary. You see what I'm saying? I'm not the adversary. The Most High is the ultimate adversary. That's why the scriptures say, we get in James, you can do nothing against the truth. You can. It's futile. Go ahead. Read again from the top.
For the wrath of the Most High is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men.
Of what?
Of men.
That's where it's coming from. So we have to know, we got to be careful and look for unrighteousness, that's how Satan can enter in, because he opposes the truth. He opposes what's right. When you're operating in that spirit, you're being influenced by Satan. Now you become an adversary of the Most High. That's the difference. We want to be an adversary to evil works. We want to be adverse to wickedness. We want to be adverse. Hey, if I'm going to be called the devil for that, then that's fine.
Right.
I was gonna say, so is it more of the context on if it's righteous adversary versus an evil adversary, depending on the context?
Depending on the
So
context.
it's balanced.
It's balanced. Most High is a perfect balance. And that's why even we see evil in the earth. This is your proving to see if you're balanced. Go
I had a
ahead.
precept to that.
Bring it out.
Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness.
Come on.
I make peace and create evil.
And do what?
And create evil.
So he created the evil to make things equal. It goes back to this is the greatest stage known to man that we're on. And we're playing the roles. If we are obedient, we are the superheroes. I think it was said at the summit, we are the X-Men.
That's right.
We are. We're the ones, look, the X-Men, it don't have our name, but our names are being returned to us. We're the ones with the universal power. We hold all the stones, the jewels, the treasures of the earth. All wisdom and knowledge has been given to the Israelites. You see what I'm saying? But if you don't have an adversary, how will you even know your greatness? What did the Most High? He said, I'll make your enemies your what? Your footstool. That's how we get elevated. But don't you be the enemy. Don't you be the demise of your own victory. And many of us are, because we allow Satan to come in. There's more than that?
I, the Most High, do all these things.
He does all of these things, So a lot of people get tripped up. Well, who created the devil? I'll tell you right there. Who made evil? It's right there in the scripts. But it's for the purpose that righteousness would prevail. Huh? Do we get that? All right. Before you go there, Malak, give me Romans 2 and give me 1 and 2. And Yahshua, give me James 3 and 14.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 2, verse 1. Therefore thou art inexcusable, O man, whosoever thou art that judgest, for wherein thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself.
You see, you judge another and you condemn yourself. Why? Read on.
For thou that judgest does the same thing.
But you do the same thing. This is an indicator if you're being influenced by Satan on the left-hand side. You're doing the same thing that you're trying to judge. And many of us in this truth, we got a hold of this truth, but we're handling it in unrighteousness. You're not looking at yourself. That's why that self-examination is so important. Read on.
But we are sure that the judgment of the Most High is according to truth.
The judgment of the Most High is according to what?
To truth.
And what is truth? We know the truth is the law, right? So the judgment of the Most High is according to the law. And that's where we find all the righteous judgment. If you're not operating in that, you're an adversary to the Most High.
Precept.
You yourself, sir, ma'am, you are Satan. Read the precept.
This is 2 Ezra, chapter 5, verse 42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, like there is no slackness of the last. Even so, there is no swiftness of the first.
Come. Read again.
This is 2 Ezra, chapter 5, verse 42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, like there is no swiftness of the last. Even so, there is no slacking. Let me start over. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, like as there is no slackness of the last. Even so, there is no swiftness of the first.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Verse 43. So I answered and said, couldest thou not make those that have been made, and be now, and that are for to come at once, that thou mightest show thy judgment the sooner?
Mm-hmm. So this is Ezra's asking him, but this is the Most High's judgment that's being made manifest in the earth. And that's why it's either going to be deemed, we're either going to be that peculiar treasure, that king's ring is called segula in the Hebrew, or the Greek salakia, and that's the treasure that the king never takes out of his hand. But if you're influenced by anything other than the judgment of the Most High, then you're operating as Satan himself. You, like I said, are Satan. You can be Satan. Give me the James 3 and 14.
It's James 3 and 14. It says, but if ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not, and lie not against the truth.
And do what?
And lie not against the truth.
Read on.
This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish.
And when we don't operate in the spirit, that's how read that last part. What's that wisdom?
This is, this wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish.
Devilish. So we know that the scriptures bear record that we can do nothing against the truth, but only for it. So even though you may be an adverse to the truth, you're going to be judged as Satan. That's plain and simple. Read what you got, Ron.
Con, this is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Mm-hmm.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
So we see that in the last day, men are gonna love themselves more than they do following the law, statutes, and commandments. And that's automatically gonna make you anti-Mashiach and Satan. You're gonna love yourself, you're gonna love what you wanna do above the law. Your reason for being in this is actually so all eyes could be on you for all the wrong reasons. Because it's the seat of the spirit where the evil surmisings, and this is what we got to be careful of, man. Am I operating like Satan? You know, what am I doing? Am I adverse to the law, statutes, and commandments? You know, do I oppose the kingdom of the Most High? And it's so subtle. I want to show you how subtle it is. Hold what you got. Since you're doing such an excellent job, Yahawah, give me the book of Mark 8. And let's start at verse 33. Yeah, I'm waking up. Yeah, give me that Mark. Malak, give me a Luke 22, and we'll start at 27. Hold what you got right there.
Come.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 8, verse 32. And he spake that saying openly. And Peter took him and began to rebuke him.
Now go above. Go to verse, I guess we go to 30. We're very familiar with this, or 31.
Verse 30. And he charged them that they should tell no man of him.
This is Hamashiach telling the disciples, come on.
And he began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things,
Mm-hmm.
and be rejected of the elders.
Now think about, just even with what we're talking about, the Messiah, he has to suffer many things. If you're coming into this and thinking that you're not going to suffer many things, you sadly mistaken. You're going to suffer many things coming in this. And if you haven't, get ready.
That's
Get ready for the temptation. Get ready for Satan trying to enter into you and to sift you, that spirit of Satan to come into you, come into your children, to see it all around. Remember, YAHAWAH'S warned the disciples. He said, look, I want you to be in this world, but not of it. And he told them all that was in the world, all that would oppose them, and to prepare themselves for that battle. And every one of us has this battle. If we accept YAHAWAH, you got to be prepared for it. Read on.
And of the chief priests.
Come on.
And scribes.
What he said was going to happen to him, and who was it going to come from?
And be killed. And after.
Read it from the top.
It says, and he began to teach them.
He was teaching the disciples. He was letting them know. It wasn't that he was just teaching doctrine. Man, this was more than doctrine. This is my life. This is my life I'm about to give up. And if you notice, every time around feast days, right before Passovers and this month, that's when that spirit, that's when you see, that's when Satan come, that spirit come through, get in a big argument. He tries to obstruct what is being done. Read on.
That the Son of Man must suffer.
The Son of Man must suffer. You hear the words that he's teaching them? Hopefully we'll take and see the gravity of these words that are on these pages. Just don't take it for granted like it's nothing. No, this is for real. He must. This was the contract that he agreed to, that he had to fulfill. Read on.
And be rejected of the elders.
I'm gonna be rejected of the elders. Who were the elders? Were they Edomite elders? He was rejected by the elders, the ones that seen him grow up as a little boy. They knew, they had knowledge. They wasn't like they didn't know who this man was at all. This is Joseph's son. It's Miriam's boy. It's the same one that came, and when he was 12, 13 years old, he had extreme knowledge of the profound knowledge of the scriptures. Right. Same one that y'all couldn't find nothing wrong with. He said that was going to happen to him. Right. And you don't think the stuff ain't nothing gonna happen to you. And you ain't 100% righteous. You ain't Hamashiach Yahawah. Read.
And of the chief priests.
And of the chief priests. Read on.
And scribes. And be killed.
And be what?
And be killed.
Man, he knew he was going to be killed. Read on.
And after 3 days, rise again.
Rise again.
And he spake that same openly. And Peter took him and began to rebuke him.
Peter began to rebuke him after he said that statement. Look at what YAHAWAH had just said, he would be rejected. And then Peter rejects him. Right then and there. You can't make this stuff up. That's how quick Satan was listening. Wherever the word is, there's an obstruct to the word. So once we made agreement with the Most High to come into this covenant, automatically Satan been let loose. Whoop, go down there. We're going to Yahshua's house. Shoo. And we're gonna hang out for a little bit. See if we can break up this family right here. See if we can break up, that's Satan. But look, we know, and even elder coming from one way, what was the saying there? A lot of times we say, man, they'll recognize that's Satan. It's the spirit of Satan. And it's nobody's beyond that. That's why you gotta watch as well as pray. You can't let your guard down for a second. We see how spirits transfer. You see, you can look at somebody, you go to Walmart and say, damn, man, she having a bad day, ain't she? You got Satan on her. It's all over our people. I'm being too. Satan, man, it's a bad attitude. That's the spirit that we allowed in when we rejected the Most High. And that's why those curses came on us. We can't do it again. We can't allow it again. Read on.
But when he had turned about and looked on his disciples, he rebuked Peter, saying, get thee behind me, Satan. He
said, and we say it all the time, but he was saying that, man, you're an adversary to the will of the Most High. And he had to check him quick. And we got to check that spirit in us quick. Anything we're doing that opposes the kingdom, because man, like that, Peter being the rock, but he started off like he's the anti-Mashiach. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it looks, Yahushua rebuked him quickly, sharply, so that he could be what? Sound. Read on.
For thou savorest not the things that be of God.
And notice who he was talking to. He was saying, yes, Peter, but this possibly couldn't be the same Peter that he was going to establish his church on.
Right.
That's because Yahushua knew Satan had entered. He didn't call him Peter. What's the natural? We'll say, a lot of times we'll think it's that person. And we see Peter went on to do great things. Right?
Right.
He went on to do great things. He ended up getting converted and converted others.
Right.
All right? There's records of that, of what the disciples did. I don't know if some of you subscribe to it, but the Dachi, you can look these things up. And you know, the life after they had the experience with Hamashiach. But even we don't have to go there. We can see it in the text. He suffered for Hamashiach's sake. Right? When he hung upside down, yeah, there it is. Dachi got it right there. Upside down on a cross. You know, on the stake. Read on.
For thou savorest not the things that be of God.
That's what we got to watch, beloved. I know we read these things all the time. Some people say, man, I heard that before. Have you really? Have you really applied it? Or is Satan still operating in you? Say, you savorest not the things of the Most High. I mean, those aren't the things that you have the most affection for. And that's what's drawn you away and caused Satan to enter. What stopped you from running the race? What's caused you to put your hand to the plow and let go? What's caused you to be a lion in your house? What's caused you to lie? What's causing you to be a false accuser to your brothers? What's causing all this disdain? Spirit of Satan. Read on.
But the things that be of men.
You favor the things that be of men. All the gossip and all the stuff that we get involved with. Can't you see Satan running rampant in people? Read on.
And when he had called the people unto him with his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself.
That's what Peter didn't do in that time, because he was speaking of himself and Satan was able to come. He just heard the lesson. And a lot of times when y'all hear these words, you're going to get tested right as soon as you go leave the doors. That's when the test comes. I mean, y'all have to raise your hand. How many times you came from a service and arguing on the way home? You don't have to raise your hand. I already know. You don't even have to say nothing. Yeah, things ain't going right. Or you having a hell of a day, as they would say. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to watch that. The word that you receive is the word that you're going to need to use. It ain't a matter of just getting it. No, this is for real. This is real life. We're supposed to be about that life. So the word that you receive, he ain't giving you no sword not to cut nobody with it. You got this word to defend. You got to fight after you get this word. This ain't, you just sit down on it. Yeah, I done got the word. Let's go eat some chicken. It's church time. Right. No, that's not what this is for. This is to fight, the good fight of faith. That's why you got the word. What's the word? It's as powerful as what? Not if you don't use it. You might as well have a duster fighting. You know, dusty Israelites out here with a, yeah, man, you ain't gonna hurt a fly. They say you ain't gonna kill none or let none die. That's the same. What you say?
Tickle them to death.
Tickle them to death, right. There's like, Satan, like, man, that spirit, ain't no power there. Ain't no power. I can go somewhere else. Let me deal with a real one. Because even Satan wants some accolades. He want to be seen as the arch nemesis.
Right.
You know, he knows that. He knows what his end is. Go ahead.
And take up his cross and follow me.
Come on.
For whosoever will save his life shall lose it.
Mm-hmm.
But whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. So
that's it on that. Give me Luke 22, had you, 27.
This book of Luke, chapter 22, verse 27. For whether is greater, He that sitteth at meat, or he that serveth, is not he that sitteth at meat, but I am among you as he that serveth.
Come on.
Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptation.
You could even Hamashiach had temptations. He said, you continue with me in my temptations. Come on.
And I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father has appointed unto me.
Now stop right there. He's even referring, going back to remember when he was tempted by whom? Satan. And for him to prove himself, it was the champion of evil personified, Satan himself. Tempting Hamashiach, the champion of righteousness personified. They did a battle. And it was a battle of words. You see what I'm saying? And this is what he's reminding the disciples of. Read that part again.
And I appoint unto you a kingdom.
Now I have a kingdom for you, because he prevailed. He said, man shouldn't live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High. He did battle. In the spiritual realm, he was doing real battle. He was fighting with the word, with what he knew. Come on.
I have appointed unto you a kingdom, as my Father hath appointed unto me.
Come on.
That ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
So we're going to be judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So read on.
And the Most High said, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat.
And because of this, because of who we are, and that's why he was telling Peter, remember, Peter's the one that he was going to build, that's the foundation he was going to build the Israelite community on. The rock. Right? He says, Satan desires to have you. And I'm here to let y'all know, Satan's he's still in the desire to have y'all business. That's right. He wants each and every one of us that's in this truth. Don't y'all get deceived. What's the scripture say? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities and powers. Bring it out.
This the book of 2nd Nedrash, chapter 7, verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle.
That's right.
Which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
You gotta fight. If you're born upon the earth, unless you're an alien, and you're not man or woman, you're a reptilian, okay, we say alpha. You're gonna fight. This is the fight you have to fight. And that's why, it's another note, but that's why men and women need to be careful who they join themselves to. Because y'all in that battle together. You take on that battle, especially if you're a woman, and that's your man, that's your leader, then that's the battle you're going to enter into. That's another topic for another day. Go ahead and read.
It says, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
You're going to fight, beloved. Everyone on here. And y'all don't have to raise your hand, but I know everybody in here going through something, including myself. We ain't playing no games with this. All of us going through something. Something that we got to deal with, that you may not be able to talk to other people about, but you know you're within yourself. Man, I'm going through, I got to deal with it. And at the end of the day, it's you and the Most High and YAHAWAH'S. Because ain't none of us we ain't got no kingdom to take nobody to. You see what I'm saying? So we're in this together, but we're going to stand before the Most High by ourselves. All right? Go ahead and read.
It says that if he be overcome.
Because even YAHAWAH'S couldn't prevent Satan from dealing with Peter. Did y'all peep that game? And if he could have, he didn't. He allowed it to happen so Peter could be what? Strengthened. So don't think it's all because Satan jumped into you. It can happen. It's going to happen. You just got to recognize it. Pray that the spirit of YAHAWAH'S rebuke that spirit like he did Peter. Read on.
That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said.
Right.
But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say.
So we got to get the victory. And it's only in understanding the Most High's judgment and keeping to his will. Read on.
For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, choose the life that thou mayest live.
Con. So this is the battle. This is the condition of the battle. Let me get us Matthew 16:21. I know it's the same account, but I want us to hear these words. Then I'm gonna go to the other one, then we're gonna get ready to conclude. Y'all all right? All right. Who got it now? Go ahead,
Book of
brother.
Matthew, chapter 16, verse 21. For that time forth began YAHAWAH'S to shew unto his disciples how that he must go into Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed.
You know how hurtful that is? Do you know how hurtful that, to know that? And that's, that's even a part of suffering, to know. So we should know from this day on, know that it's going to be some of the people sometimes closest to you. David said he would have understood it, but it was his friend. You know, he would have gotten it if it was an enemy, but it was his friend. Listen, this is the condition of the battle. He was telling him, look, this is what I'm going to go through. He did this as a man. Remember, it says his sweat was like blood. The perspiration, it was so thick, it was so intense. Beloved, this is part of the suffering. This is the part of the crucifixion that we don't understand. He was crucified before he went to the cross. Y'all, you don't understand it. He was crucified before he went to the cross of his own people. They're supposed to be in the truth with him. Go ahead, read.
And be raised again the third day.
What do you think gonna happen to you? Read on.
Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him,
This is the same account. Come on, read on.
saying, be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee.
A lot of times we hope certain things won't happen, but they have to happen. You just find yourself in these scriptures. If it happened to somebody else, then it can happen to you. The scripture said there's no temptation that's taken a man that which is common. And with the temptation, here's the good news, he'll make a way of escape. Are you willing to count the cost to take that journey so that you be made free of it? See, a lot of us are not. A lot of us are just suffering because we don't have the intestinal fortitude to keep going. We give up. But that's because we won't never end it anyway. Read on, it says, he who endures to the end shall be saved. A lot of us giving up on relationships, we give up too easy. That's why you got all these splits. Because people are not willing, they're giving up. And that's anti-Mashiach. Go ahead.
But he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan.
What did he say?
Get thee behind me,
He could have
Satan.
said, and y'all for teacher purposes, I know I'm on camera, but he could have said, nigga, I ain't messing with you. Crazy wicked nigga. He could have, if it's done. Sometimes we gotta learn how to rebuke the spirit that's in one another. You see what I'm saying? And keep it moving. He still hung out with him. YAHAWAH'S still rock with Judas. Because he knew it had to happen. Where's your Judas? Everybody got one. If you in Hamashiach, you do. Read.
Get thee behind me, Satan.
Come on.
Thou art an offense to me.
You a what?
Offense to me.
Guess what he was? He was an adversary, God. He was an adversary at that time. Read on.
For thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of man.
Okay, so that's it on that. I want get the 2 Timothy to start.
Come.
3 and we'll start at verse
2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents,
Come on,
unthankful, unholy, without natural affection,
come on.
truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good.
Now, one of the words there was accusers. And in the Greek, that word is diablos, that's the devil. That's Satan, that's the devil, you diablos. If you're a false accuser, read on.
Come. It says, verse 4, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God.
Man, these are the things, y'all, we need to, and this is the homework. Go through that script. I know we read it all the time. Go through there and understand those words and find out if those characters are in y'all. And get rid of them. Work on, just go through the list and find out. Read on.
Come, it says, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof.
I mean, again, we all get in the same room and we look alike. But somebody denying the power thereof. Read it.
Precept. 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves, whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that YAHAWAH'S HaMashiach is in you, except you be reprobates.
That's right. And so you want to know if you are committing sins that you know you should not be doing, you got spiritual Tourette's.
Willful sin.
That's willful sin, which is Hebrews 10:26. You got spiritual Tourette's. Meaning, Tourette's, you just say stuff, you can't help it. You just say stuff, you blurt out stuff. If you're sinning like that, yeah, you got spiritual Tourette. And that's given over to a reprobate. You can't help it. You can't help it. You just do it anyway. Go ahead.
Come.
Finish reading that.
It says, verse 5, 2 Timothy 3:5. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away.
From what?
From such turn away.
Eventually, you gotta turn away, and that goes if that person doesn't repent. Peter didn't say. You notice Peter didn't say nothing.
Right.
That's one of the best things you can do. Right. Is acknowledge your fault. Peter never said, "Oh, you're wrong." Man, he called Peter Satan. And again, the Hebrew culture, he just needed to hear, well, damn, I've got deceived. I'm being a devil right now.
Yeah.
Why? And Yahawashi explained it to him. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Verse 6, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women.
We see this stuff going on in our community now. Come on.
Laden with sins.
Full of sins.
Led away with diverse lusts.
Come on.
Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
And what that's saying is you're never able to come to the knowledge of keeping the law. Because you're still silly. These men are still, I'm going to say it, dumb. Doing dumb stuff. Telling sisters, you married after you with her. That it's just dumb. And these women following these simple-minded men. That's what that's talking about right there. Read on.
Come, verse 8. Now as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth.
They do what?
Resist the truth.
Come on.
Men of corrupt minds.
Men of corrupt minds, come on.
Reprobate.
Reprobate.
Concerning the faith. But they shall proceed no further.
What's going to happen?
For their folly shall be manifest unto all men, as theirs also was.
This is the evidence, and this is everyone in this room's end who doesn't fear the Most High, keep these commandments, have faith in YAHAWAH'S. That's going to be your end, because it's going to be revealed. Your folly going to be made known. Now, you're going to be on this once you're rebuked and reproved, because that's the grace of Mashiach, to reprove you. If you reprove, will you turn?
Wow.
The thing about James and Jambres, it is said, and it is believed in some, scholarly circles, that they were the two men that were during the time of Moses, when Moses threw out Aaron's staff. because technically it was Aaron's staff, but it was Marshall who, it was the power brought through Marshall. They were two men that tried to put down the staff, and Moses' staff swallowed their staff up. So it said that they were, because those names, James and Jambres, they're actually Egyptian, but I got my own thought, and I'm just putting it, I believe those were Israelites that were there, that was opposing the truth, the same way it was Israelites that initially opposed YAHAWAH'S. Go ahead.
I got a precept.
Bring it up.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There hath no temptation taken you by such as is common to man.
That's right. Stop right there. I quoted the precept, but I'm glad you pulled it. It's common. It's common, beloved. Don't think, because sometimes you get these and then you have self-condemnation and then you can't bounce back from it.
Right.
No, don't do it. It just tell you there's no sin. Yeah, let them get that and then you bring out yours. Go ahead.
But Yahweh is faithful.
He's faithful. This is who we got to lean on. Our righteousness is filthy. So this is where you get tripped up, where you think it's about you. He gonna show you, no, it's not. No, it's not. You're gonna be out there at camp and everybody else looking at you. You think you're hearing the angels singing, and all we hear is dun 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 dun, dun, like you're in this circus. But go ahead.
Who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
You're not gonna get tempted above what you're able, beloved. It can't be too much, not if you're in Hamashiach, Yahawashi. Because we can do all things, right? Through Hamashiach, Yahawashi to strengthen us. So it's not as bad as you think it is. You see what I'm saying? In him. It all works for the good of those that love him. You see what I'm saying? Read on.
But will with the temptation.
But with what?
But will with the temptation.
With the temptation. You see what I'm saying? That's what he did with Peter. Because he was tempted. But with that temptation, come on.
Also make a way to escape.
Peter got out of that. Come on.
That ye may be able to bear.
That you may be able to bear. Because can you imagine Hamashiach calling you Satan?
Right.
A lot of people would have fell out the truth, man, right then and there. They'd have fell out right then. No, you know what he did, man? How should I call me Satan, man?
The nerve of him.
It's over. That's why Judas couldn't. But Judas realized, he was actually playing the son of perdition right there, and it was too much for him to take. Go ahead, read your precept.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times, and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
So the wicked is going to continue. It won't get up. So that's a perfect precept that going along with the temptation, you can be restored. There's nothing except that of blasphemy of the spirit. And blasphemy of the spirit is just when you just reject it to the point where now you are reprobate. You see what I'm saying? So all praises. Did you have a precept, Joshua? You look like you got one. Go ahead, bring it out. I've been around y'all so long. I can sense when he got a precept. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 1. It says, then was Yahawashi led up of the spirit into the wilderness.
Now think, he was led up. And if we're gonna reign with Hamashiach, what else we gonna do? Come on. You're gonna suffer with him. Why we don't say that? I want everybody to say suffer.
Suffer.
All right. We go suffer. We're gonna reign. If you're gonna reign with him, but you're also gonna suffer. The suffering is hitting now. All right. Come on.
To be tempted of the devil.
Mm-hmm.
And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward in hunger. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread.
Mm-hmm.
But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
It's written, and it's written about what we're going to go through, what the children of the Most High are going to go through, what we've been through, but also it's written how we endure it. Come on.
But by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city.
Now stop right there. Even that word live is synonymous with exist. And that was eternal. That's not just this life. Because a lot of people are alive, but that's not the life that Hamashiach came to give them. That's not the other nations got the same life we got? No, absolutely not. The wicked of Israel got the same life the righteous gonna have? So we know that was only, that life was pertaining to those that live according to the law. I'll get a t-shirt. Are you about that life? And put that scripture on it. Go ahead, pray it up.
And setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple. And saith unto him, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down. For it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee.
You're going to get tempted with the same thing. That if you're going to reign with him, you're going to suffer with him. You're going to get tempted with the same thing. That's a lot of times when we come into this, that's the first thing. Those suggestions are like, go back into the word. You know, it's hard to get rid of something. You get suggested with these things. Come on.
And in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone.
And then what we'll say, oh, well, grace is here. I'm okay. Read on.
Yahawah said unto him, It is written again.
It is written again, man.
Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God.
That's right.
Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain.
When you sin willfully, guess what you're doing? You're tempting the Most High, man. And you're not supposed, that's against the law. Go ahead.
And showeth him all the kingdoms of the world,
Mm-hmm.
and the glory of them. And saith unto him, All these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then saith Yahawah unto him,
When you pursue things, you automatically worship the devil and Satan in you. Come on.
Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him.
Now stop right there. That's the same thing he told Peter. He said, get behind me, get thee hence, Satan. So this goes back to the initial point. Satan can be like Christians. Christians think Satan is just this one person, personified evil. But that right there just proved he told Satan, get behind him. He called him Satan, and he called Peter Satan too. And he said almost the exact same thing. But Satan, that spirit, he left. Peter, he was still there, but the spirit, that same spirit left. Go ahead, that's resisting the devil.
Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him.
Oh man, why you think we feel the way we feel after we go do what we consider the work, but after you obey, how gratifying it is to go teach and to see people come to this truth, and you're doing the will of the Father. It's like angels are ministering to your spirit. I don't know if y'all ever felt that, but it is when you do something right in the eyes of the Most High. It's a peace that comes with that. Those are angels ministering to our spirit. And we're going to need this in these last days. So I'm going to end with this. Ecclesiasticus 2 and 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Because it's going to happen. Sometimes you may have a whole lot of money. Sometimes you may not have no money. You could be, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but you could be without a house. You see what I'm saying? You could go, but don't become an adversary to the Most High. Don't become Satan. You see what I'm saying? Don't become Satan through it all. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire. And acceptable men, this is women too, in the furnace of adversity. Real quick, somebody pull up the word adversity. I won't get it, then I'm done. But y'all got to see, you're going to have, somebody say adversity.
Adversity.
Trials. Trouble. These are all the things we don't talk about. It's going to happen. Pain. Say it, pain.
Pain.
We've had it. You're going to experience it in this. But again, the Most High gold, know that gold is being tried. And you can endure it. We just read there's no temptation. It's not going to take you. They ain't going to take you out. You may feel like it, but it ain't going to take you out. It's going to take you up. Go ahead. Y'all got me sounding like a pastor up in here. Go ahead.
I was about to say that.
Go ahead. Yeah. Oh, praise. That Satan? No, go ahead.
This book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 21.
Uh-huh.
Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
Woo! That's powerful. Plural. Come on.
Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils.
That's powerful. You got to make a choice. All right. If you're going to be adverse to anybody, be adverse to the devil. All right. Be that adversary. Go ahead.
The definition of adversity is tazara, which is a tightness that is a rival, adversary,
So we saw all those examples. Could be a rival. Come on.
affliction, anguish, distress, tribulation.
Now think about the things he's saying. And think about your master. Did he experience those things? If they hated me, they're going to do what? They're going to hate you. So we see that, and that's going to be there. But in Hamashiach YAHAWAH'S, we got the victory. So all praises. That's my time. Shalom.
Everybody give a hand. The brother, the priest spoke words of wisdom as always. And like he said, we all gonna be tried in this thing. You just don't, even when you go to a job at work, you just don't read the policy and procedure and expect not, for the policy and procedure not to be real. It's a real thing. Give me James 4:7. Right? And priest put it best. We all gonna be tried. Some more, some less. All right, and Ryan, give me Luke 4:13. We all gonna be tried. Some more, some less. Satan come for a little while, and leave, and then he gonna come back. It's one of those things. It's like the priest said. You have to endure this thing to the end. And it's easy to recognize Satan and understand Satan if you understand him. That doesn't look. Let me say this. It doesn't make you a punk. To be humble, or it doesn't make you a punk or make you weak. To be humble and show a lot of humility. That shows a lot of strength, actually. For you to be humble, and just like Yahawashi said, my fight is not of this kingdom. Okay, you know how powerful he could have summoned angels come down to destroy the whole Roman Empire, but he had to do, and he understood the scriptures and had to do what he had to do.
That's right.
So when you see a brother being humble and for righteousness' sake, that doesn't make him a punk, or Esau come up on us and Glenwood Avenue call us names and ride by the car and throw things at us, and we don't retaliate. That doesn't make us weak, man. Actually, that's strength. How much strength is in us to hold back from going behind somebody and knock them upside the head. That's strength, man. And that shows also a great exercise of spiritual discipline too, man. Because we understand Satan and we understand these scriptures. Read that verse, Lamach.
This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 7. Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil.
There you go.
And he will flee from you.
Yeah, that's it. Just resist Satan. Everything that's out there. This world, the way this world is set up, man, it polishes everything, and Satan knows exactly what you like, man. I always say that. Satan knows exactly what you like. He knows what color you like. He knows what kind of jury, you like, what kind of colors, everything. Satan knows that, man. The spirit of Satan, the spirit of this world know what you like, man. Okay? The lust and, the things you go inside a store, you see certain things and you start doing things that's diametrically opposed, okay, to the Most High. When you start doing that, you're in trouble, all right? Because we're supposed to be diametrically opposed to this system, this government, all right? But once you start doing that, okay, you're in trouble, man. Once you start doing extra things to get, the wills of the devil and the wills of the world, you're in trouble, man. You got to check yourself, man. Don't be scared to call up a brother. I say this all the time. Don't be scared to call a brother and get counseling, man. Sometimes you got to put yourself in counseling. Sometimes you gotta say, man, look, I'm in trouble. Let me call this brother up, man, and give me 30 days of counseling, man. Don't be scared of that, man. There ain't no shame in that. You rather do that than rather do wrong, man.
That's right.
To resist yourself to this world, man, because it's nothing left. You leave this truth, man, it's nothing out here, man. People are rioting, Ukraine, it's cold out there, bombs. It's nothing out here, man. What you gonna go back to, man? That's what I don't understand. Brothers leave about here with attitudes, lips poked out. You did, brother, you did that to me. What are you gonna do, man? Just apologize and keep it moving. Brothers, you know to my priest. Brothers leave out here, yeah, sucking their teeth. Yeah, sit home and do nothing, man. You mean to tell me you sold the Most High just to sit home, man, and just play video games all day, man? You know, video games all day. That's right, video games all day, man. You know how the Most High looks at that, man? Like, damn, this brother. I was gonna say something, but I remember you lied. This brother, okay, he was out on the corner speaking, being my servant, and now look at him now, man. He home, feet up. You know, just. You got to think that. What do you think the Most High thinks of you like that, man? All right? He says it's like putting him to an open shame all over again. Damn, people see your wall, like, damn, ain't you that brother that was out there in the street? Now look at you. Coming here, you got shorts on, you got a basketball in your hand. Okay, you look crazy, brother. What happened to you? That's like putting him to an open shame, man. Go ahead, Malak.
It's 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant.
Right.
Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about,
There you go.
seeking whom he may devour.
There you go. Look, he'll be in you one day, and he'll be in somebody else the next, man. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. You know, everything comes full circle. Everything comes full circle. You know, you may be in this person one day, maybe in your wife one day, and maybe in you another day. Read that, King Ryan.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 4, verse 13. And when the devil had ended all the temptation.
Yeah, you're going to be tempted. Okay, that's what it is. You're going to be tempted. Okay, and a lot of things, that's what Satan brings to you, that temptation. And once he's done, okay, tempting you with the things of the world, what are you going to do, King Ryan?
Come. And Salakia, he departed from him for a season.
That's it, he gone.
That's right.
It didn't say he's going to depart forever.
That's right.
Okay, he's going to depart for how long, King Ryan?
For a season.
He'll be back.
It sure is winter.
Just like Arnold the Terminator said. What he said? I'll be back. There you go. And that's Satan's job, man. Okay, the way you defeat him, you got to understand these scriptures. Yahawashi didn't get mad when he was on the cross. He wanted water, people gave him vinegar. He said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So he understood Satan. That's why I said, Peter, you got the devil in you, man. Yeah. And kept it pushing. Smile, you got the devil in you, man. He could have went right upside Peter's head, man. Get out of here, you no good. Get away from me, man. But he said, man, get out, get thee hence, Satan. All right, and kept it pushing, man. All right, that'll save a lot of time. When you understand Satan, how he operates, how he getting people, how he may getting certain people close to you. It can be your wife, it can be, it calms you down a little bit because that person is not the same no more, man. You look at that person, you like, damn, you got the same. That ain't you. What you doing? You don't counter-react because why? Because what? That's like throwing gasoline on a fire. No, man. Proverbs 15:1. Get that, Malak. Okay, no. Okay? You got to understand these scriptures and you got to apply them. It's like Priest just brought out, man. That's what saves you. That's what saves a lot of arguing. That's what saves a lot of headache. That's what saves you going to the store. It's about, I'm going to the store for cigarettes, knowing you don't smoke cigarettes. I'll be back.
Right.
I'm going to get some cigarettes. Okay? Then when you leave, your woman say, man, that Negro don't smoke. What is he talking about? Right? No, he don't smoke. Okay? This will save all of that, man. All of that. Okay? So it says Satan, okay, he departed for what, King Ryan?
Come. He said, 4:13. And when the devil had ended all the temptation.
All the temptation. When Satan, look, when he's done with you, basically, he done tempted you, told you to go do this and go do that. You done called up your aunt, one that ain't had a man in 30 years. Okay? You done called her. That's temptation. She giving you bad advice any damn way, man. All right? Women on your job. Girl, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Them brothers, they ain't no good. All of them think alike, okay? And tempting you to do stuff diametrically opposed to what the Most High do. That's temptation, man. That's Satan, man. Go ahead, King.
It says he departed from him for a season.
It's for a season. He'll be back. He's coming back. Don't worry about it. Satan ain't going nowhere, brother. He may leave you for about a couple of months, build you up, see a weakness coming, and come right on back. Ask the Most High, let me go there and tempt Gad. He down there, yeah. He loose. He didn't let his guards down just for a little bit. Let me see if I can go to him. Boom! There you go. Okay? Read what you got, King
I
Malak.
want to read this now. Ecclesiastes 1 and
There
9.
you go. There you go. All
The
day.
king-
So you get my time. Yeah.
The things that have been, it is that which shall be.
Right.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
That's right. What do you think our forefathers, Jeremiah, Ruth, okay, Rebecca, they went through the same thing. They went through worse, okay, than what we going through today, man. Okay, because the laws was more in effect back then. You know, now, you got to be on your P's and Q's, but they went through worse than we went through. There's nothing new up under the sun. Same people went back then, same people, we going through the same thing. We're the children of them, man. So what do you think them curses haven't left us? Like I always say, trafficking kids, that's slavery, man. Okay? Esau's doing the same thing, snatching your kids up, you don't see them no more. That's in Deuteronomy. You long for your kids. That's just modern day slavery. That's all it is, man. A lot of people don't pick up on that, man. Esau did the same thing, snatch your kids up. It was doing the same thing back during the time of slavery. All right? You don't see your kids no more again. You think Esau was taking your kids nicely? Hey, come here, little Jamel. Come here. I got something for you. Come here. Come on over here. Nah, he wasn't asking your kids nicely, man.
Right.
Or telling them to fill out a job application, telling them to fill out a slave application. Okay, fill this out right here and you can work all day from sun up to sundown and I will pay you nothing. You get fed once a day and I'm gonna whip you maybe once or twice a week. Who the hell gonna sign up for that, man?
Right.
Oh, not Kyrie Irving. Okay, I was gonna say something. He talking about slavery was a choice. Oh, really?
That was
Kanye.
That was Kanye. What did I say?
You said
Kyrie Irving. Okay,
Yeah, they've been in the same circles lately.
Right, exactly right.
Kyrie wearing fringes now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who gonna raise their hand for that, man? It's was a choice. Like you had a bunch of slaves. I go into slavery. A bunch of niggas. I go into slavery. I want to work. I want to get whipped. I want to get hung. I want to. Who does that, man? Nobody does that, man. He was wrong on that. He got to repent for that. Okay, go ahead, King.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 1.
Yep, this is one of my favorite ones.
A soft answer turneth away wrath.
Yeah, you give somebody a soft answer, somebody, right, give me Luke 4:33. Look, this is spiritual psychology right here. Esau calls it reverse psychology. This is all this is right here. You'll have somebody on your job or somebody in your household, pull that, open this, do that, okay? And you do what, Malak? Read it from the top again, 15:1.
A soft answer.
You give them a soft answer in righteousness. Soft answer. Hey, calm down. Hey, listen. Hey, no, that's not true. What are you talking about? Because if you retaliate with them with the same force and energy, okay, like they're giving you, what do you think's gonna happen? Most I got an answer for that. Keep reading.
A soft answer turneth away wrath.
There you go.
But grievous words stir up anger.
What you say? What you say? Get out of here. I ain't do what? Get you what? Get out of here. What do you think that demon is gonna multiply? Okay, in that person. Okay, 3 times more. Next thing you know, you may be physically doing something. Satan's sitting back having a good time. Laughing. I got him. He going to jail, he ain't gonna be able to speak for about a month. She pressing charges, he done lost his job. I got him. He did exactly what the Most High told him not to do. But when you read the scriptures, it tells you everything is, like I said at the summit, this is the internet right here. All answers right here. This is the internet. Everything you want to know is right here in the scriptures, even history. I always go back and tell people, oh, you know so much history. It's in the Bible. I tell people all the time, it's in the Bible. Okay? People think this is the corniest book on this planet, man.
Right.
People associate this book with men wearing tight suits, tight khakis, pulled up they behind, walking around like the Mormons on them bikes and riding around. This is what Esau has brought this book to, man. Okay, to the point where our people think that the book is just corny. The Bible, get out of here, man. You crazy? Get out of here, man. messing around with no Bible because Esau's corny. Okay, that's his spirit. He's made the book corny, the way he teaches it. All right? It's no fun being him, man. It's no fun being Esau, man. What do you think, man? This man walk around, he ain't got no inheritance. Okay? His own people are against him on my job. I have a ball, man, laughing at Esau fight against each other, man. I have a good time. I sit back and go get some tea. Okay? I sit back, go get me a cup of tea, and I have a good time. I sit good time like looking at them. It's a sight to see Esau fighting against each other, man. It's a sight to see that, man. You know, opposed to us doing it. All right, is that it on that? So the Most High said a soft answer turneth away wrath. That's spiritual psychology, and it works. It works, man. You're not a punk, or you're not weak, or you sisters are not weak because, you know, you're submissive and, you know, your man, he have a bad day, and, you know, the spirit in you telling you to retaliate off of his energy. No, use that scripture right there. It works. It works. Hey, what's wrong? You know, how can I help you? You know, is everything all right? Okay, but if you're not about this Bible right here, you're going to fight that same energy with the energy because of that pride, because of that ego, okay, and because you don't know the definition of being humble. It's power in being humble. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about, okay? Breeze know what he's talking about. It's power in being humble, man, all right? When you humble, man, you submit yourself and in righteousness. I mean, you don't let nobody, you know, physically harm you. You don't let nobody do that. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's what Martin Luther King did. In the end, he started fighting back. He said, hell no. He said, this ain't supposed to happen like this. He said, the hell with turning the other cheek. Martin went right to that gun store. He hired some goons from the Nation of Islam. Got with Malcolm. Okay, he said, you were telling the truth. Malcolm, let me tell you something. He got tired of getting hit upside the head. After a while, he get tired of sitting up there. He said, they ain't paying me enough for this. The CIA, they ain't paying me enough for this. Okay, so he met Martin. This guy laughing. All right, so Martin found that out in the end. Okay, but these scriptures, they actually work. Read what I got you holding on, King Ryan.
Colin, this is the book of Luke, chapter 4, verse 33.
This is how some of these demons come. Many of them. Go ahead.
And in the synagogue, there was a man which had a spirit of an unclean devil.
Yeah, unclean is what? You without these laws, man. Okay, you without these laws, and whoever knows what else you're doing. Okay, go ahead.
And cried out with a loud voice.
Ooh, some of them got loud voices, man. That's an unclean spirit. That's a demon. So when you see somebody, you know, somebody with a loud voice, you know, male or female, that's an unclean spirit. You got this is what the Most High gave you to recognize these things, man. He said straight up, that's an unclean spirit, man. You don't answer and retaliate that with your carnal self. You don't with your carnal self. What you say? What? What you say, man? What? You better get up. Okay, all right.
You did it in teaching one time. Remember we were in Charlotte?
I don't
and
remember.
Unclean spirit.
Oh, I thought you were trying to blame me.
The woman was yelling at the top of her lungs.
Ooh, yeah.
And you recognized it right away.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't dealing with that. You passed somebody else the mic.
Tell the truth.
Yeah. She was across the street. Ah! And she started running over there. I was like, gave the mic to somebody else. Yeah. She had a demon.
They telling the truth.
Just like the scripture said.
I forgot all about that. He's absolutely correct. Yep. And then the thing about it, the lady was yelling as soon as she saw us, man. Lady right across the street in the corner, sitting with her legs folded like Indian style, right in the corner. She zeroed right in on us when we was unpacking.
Yeah.
She just said,
and started coming towards us. Yeah.
I can't make this up. And I looked, I said, oh, it's going to be one of them days, man. It's going to be one of them days. Read that again, King Ryan.
Come, Luke 4 and 33.
This devil, this spirit was in the synagogue, man. All right? He chilling out in the synagogue. That goes to show you, wherever the children of the Most High are, Satan is there also.
It says, and in the synagogue, there was a man which had a spirit of an unclean devil.
We're going to have him. We're going to have him sit right up in here, man. We're going to have him sit right up in here, man, right amongst us. Some of them going to be quiet. Some of them going to get some of y'all alone, pull y'all in the corners and try to convert y'all, okay? But it's still an unclean spirit, man. Go ahead.
And cried out with a loud voice.
Oh, loud voice, demon. Oh, loud voice, man. They come like that sometime, man. And you got to recognize exactly what they are. Okay, you got to recognize what they are and what they're here to do, man. But exercise Proverbs 15:1, when it says a soft answer turns away wrath. It works, man. You ever had a cop come up to you, man, and you thinking the worst? Oh, here we go, Rodney King Part 8. You thinking the worst when the cop comes. Oh, here he come. Cop ain't even say nothing to you. You thinking the worst because of everything that we've experienced as a people. You think you think, what is this guy gonna do? You know,
Right.
you think, but as soon as the cop come up to you, okay, he's talking in a real calm voice. The cops are trained to do that. They talking in a real calm voice. You the one that's yelling. Oh, I ain't do nothing. What you coming over here? See, this is what I'm talking about. Get your camera out. Take this. This and that. The cop's like, no, I just want to talk to you. He exercising the scriptures and you not.
Right.
Okay? And then the cops, they warn you. Ever notice that? They warn you and they warn you. Hey, listen, I'm just trying to, get your name and this and that. No, you're not going by the law, and they talk real calm to you, and that just round. Look, this is what I'm talking about. See, where's Al Sharpton? This and that. Somebody call Al Sharpton. Yeah. Okay. You ever notice like some of our people, not the ones that intently that Esau harms, but you ever notice like sometimes one of them videos, you got the women and the men, they just go crazy, man, and the cops just sit back and they just not doing nothing. Okay, they answer, hey, they call you sir, they call you ma'am. Up in New York, they call you Mr. and Miss. Okay, no, miss, I'm trying to help you. Sometimes I seen some of them smile and laugh because they even recognize the demon on some of our people. And be like, hey, this is, hey, I'm just here to help you. I'm just, hey, you want my badge number? Here it is. And it seems like the nicer they are, the more the demon comes out of our people, man. What? That's how them spirits are, man. The more you please them, that's the more the demons come out because they love confusion. They love that confusion. They don't want you to give a righteous answer, man. Okay, a demon come up to you yelling, ah! Okay, they don't want you to give a demon don't like solutions, man. Satan don't like solutions. You calm, you shoot, you sitting there. Yeah, I understand. I know what you're talking about. I'm guilty of that. You're absolutely right. What? Then they go to something else. Okay? There's always something. It's always something. They go to something. That's how you know that's a demon. When you try to solve the solution, you trying to solve the problem, the demon always got something else. What? They don't like that. Huh? They don't like that. Satan don't like solutions, man. Satan don't like righteous solutions. It got to be always something else. It's like when a heckler come up to us, that ain't the color of Christ, we prove it. What about Moses? We prove it. I eat pork. You're not supposed to. Prove it. It's always something. Boom, boom. They never stay on topic. Just like in your household, when you're going through something. It can be women, it can be men, they never stay on topic. What about this? You say, no, that wasn't it. What about that? Never stay on topic. Is that it, Ryan?
I got a precept.
Go ahead, King.
Well, Salaki, let me get 34, and I got this precept.
Mm-hmm.
It says, saying, let us alone, what have we to do with thee, thou YAHAWAH'S
That's
of
right.
Nazareth?
Right.
Art thou come to destroy us?
Mm-hmm.
I know thee who thou art, the Holy One of the Most High.
That's right. Satan even knows YAHAWAH'S, man. That goes to show you right there that they got a job to do. They even have a job to do. Somebody give me Romans 15:4. They even know that they have a job to do. All right? But it's your job to oppose or can resist the devil, like the scriptures say. All right? They out there. They're not, listen, Satan is out there, he ain't going nowhere. All right? Just like we said, it's good against evil. Malak, give me the Apocryphal Ecclesiastes 33:13. And somebody read, you got a precept?
Come.
Yeah, you full of them today, huh?
This is Luke. Yeah, y'all been gone for a while. God. Right. This is Luke 10:17.
Okay.
And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Adawan, even the devils are subject unto us
There you go.
through thy name.
There you go. Satan knows exactly who you are. Satan knows exactly who you are, man. Okay, he knows what gets you. He knows what tempts you. Okay, but it's your job to resist. Okay, just like the scriptures say, Satan knows us, man. Okay, knows what you like, knows where your weakness is at, man. Okay, but you got to resist the devil, and the devil will flee from you. Just like it says in James 4:7.
That's right.
Okay, Malak, read what I got you holding.
Come, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 13.
And somebody give me Romans 15:4, and I'm gonna end it with that. Go ahead, read Sirach.
As the clay is in the potter's hand, to fashion it at his pleasure.
Yeah, and our people haven't found that out yet, how great they are, man. The Most High tells you that in the book of Romans, he do what he want to do. He's the potter. We the clay. Okay, he do what he want to do. Listen, what was the last time you seen Negroes or Chinese come over here to America and sell out a concert, or go anywhere and sell out a concert? But how come Negroes can go over to China or Korea and they don't understand a word? They understand nothing. You think them old Arabs over there in Dubai 2 weeks ago knew exactly what Beyonce was saying? Hell no. They didn't understand what she's saying. She's rising up. She was on this point, rising up. That's a satanic worship, okay, that she was doing anyway, man. She's standing in the middle. They got her strapped in, and the devil himself came and strapped her in. Okay, had on all red and strapped in. That's all satanic, man. Okay, anyway.
She spent $45 million in order to do that concert.
The people in Dubai gave her $45 million.
No, she spent $45 million.
Okay.
To set everything up.
Right, I'm sure. And that's what a lot of times people do. They gotta spend money to make the money, right? Absolutely right. You give me 45, right? I gotta spend 45, so you give me 100, right? 100 million, right? You're absolutely correct on that, right? And that's how it works, man. Okay, we can go anywhere and people understand us, man, and that's how we are. You let old Korean come over here, okay, to the PC arena. You may get one person in, man.
K-pop.
May get right, K-pop, right? May get one person in. We ain't going to see them, but they come see us.
Right.
We ain't going to see them. I'm not going to see nobody on no Korean, okay, on no stage trying to sing, okay? But they come see us. We can go there, right? We do one better, okay? They ain't got to come here. Matter of fact, we'll come to you. Sell out. People laid out, stressed out. Michael Jackson, faint. Michael looked like, we live, okay? He looked at horrible. How you gonna faint when you see something like that, man? I don't know if you want something to say. How you gonna faint when you see something like that? You faint because of the way he looked. How he used to look until now. You faint like, I don't believe it. Ah! But just to see, that's how they know that we them special people. When was the last time you seen somebody from Nigeria over here in America sell out a concert? I'll wait. But we can go to Nigeria and we can sell out a concert. That goes to show you that they know that we them special people, man. They know that, man. They know that. When Busta Rhymes sell out a concert in Russia, that's bad, man. That's bad. That's bad, man. That's horrible, man. Busta can't understand Busta. All right? He saw the concert in cold Russia. They sitting there. I seen it with my eyes. He on stage with Swift Star. I said, hey, bouncing to it. I said, he don't even remember the words, man. Go ahead, King Ron. You done?
Nah,
Grab call it and read it.
Ecclesiastes 33:13.
There you go.
As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure.
There you go.
So man is in the hand of him that made him to render to render to them as like him best.
14.
Come. Good is said against evil.
That's exactly what we're going through. Okay? Good versus evil. It's like the priest brought out earlier. There's no way you can't have a nemesis. And that's not the way that the earth is set up. You got a North Pole and you got a South Pole. You got negative and you got positive. On a battery, you got neurons and protons. That's the way the balance is in your body. You got a left brain side and you got a right side. You got a left ventricle and you got a right ventricle. That's the balance, okay? Oh, we righteous, Esau is wicked. That's the balance right there. Okay, how do we know what wicked is, priest, if the Most High didn't set him up before us?
That's right.
How do we know what it is? He set him up to be that vessel, okay, of the
That's right.
of the devil, okay? How do we know what wickedness is if we didn't have an adversary? We wouldn't know. We wouldn't know, but he selectively picked him, okay, and said, "You gonna show my people what evil is."
Come on.
Okay? Go ahead, Gad.
I was just gonna say.
I seen you sitting back there. Yeah.
I was just gonna say it's like you wouldn't know what good was if you didn't have evil.
There you
wouldn't
go.
know what evil was if you didn't have good.
Right.
You had to have.
It's a balance. It's a balance. Absolutely. What would you compare it with? You got nothing to compare with. It's just good. The Lord is good all the time.
Right.
So you have nothing.
Why does bad happen?
Right. You have, so it's nothing that you have to balance with another. The Lord is good all the time. And blood is good all the time. Blood is good all the time. That's all they say. They try to comfort. What they do. What they. Talking about the last time we was on the street. Like they do anything to comfort your wickedness, man. Anything to comfort your wickedness, man. That's what they do. Okay. Long as it's good. Long as it's that's what Esau used to do back during the time of slavery. He whipping the hell out of your father in the barn. Okay, for sneaking an extra plate of food, okay, and you got that parishioner sitting outside telling you to love and turn the other cheek. They do the same thing today in them churches, man. They telling you the Lord is good all the time. And Esau is steady kicking our people up the behind, man. Every time you see a Christian and hear a Christian say that, that's that old updated 2.0 version of somebody saying, just obey your slave master. That's all it is, King Ryan. That's all it is. Lord is good all the time. Could you show me the scripture where it says, is there a scripture that says the Lord is good all the time? Okay. All right?
Precept.
Yeah, there you go. That's my time.
This is the book of Proverbs. This is the book of Proverbs 11, verse 1. A false balance is an abomination.
There you go. You got to have that balance. That's a key word. There you go.
To the Lord. But a just weight is his delight.
There you go. You got to have that balance. That's the way everything is set up. That's the way everything is set up. Even the earth on its rotation. That's the way it's set up. You got a north and a south pole. That's the way everything is set up, man. You got moon, you got night, and you got darkness. Okay? You just can't have light all day long. Okay? You got to have darkness. Everything is negative and a positive, man. Everything. The way the world is set up, the way the Most High perfectly constructed this universe, okay, it's about negative and positive. Even when it comes down to people, Esau, negative, we, positive, okay? That's the way everything works, man. Everything. Food, negative. Pork, shrimp, negative, okay? Positive. Lamb, vegetables, diet, okay? That's the way everything works, and that's the way he set up everything. That's my time right there. It's 2:30. I didn't want to push it to 3 o'clock.
Did you still want Romans 15 and 4?
Yeah. Hit that one, and that's going to be it. Go ahead, 15 and 4.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Yeah, everything that's written in this book is for our learning. Okay, and everything that's coming to pass, okay, is for our present learning as well too. Okay.
That we through patience and comfort.
That's the key word right there, patience. You have to have patience. A lot of people just lose patience, man. Lose patience and go back to what, man? What are you going back to? That's what I don't understand. It's lose patience. You just lose it. Nah, man, I ain't going out. I can't do it no more. So what are you doing? You just home, just doing nothing, man. I ain't going out there no more and speak with them brothers. I ain't going out there no more. Okay? So what you gonna do? You gonna sell the Most High out to do what? That's what I don't understand. Priest, to do what? What are you doing? What are you, you're worse off than you was in the camp. That's right. Okay? Go ahead, King.
That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Most High said, through patience and comfort, okay, we got hope through these scriptures. Everybody else out there, they just in a daze and in a congressional way of thinking that America has set our people up, man. Everything is based off of the Roman Catholic system, and our people, I don't care how many black power, I don't care how many, what's the lady name again? The one that won the Emmy, and she getting up there, the one that won the Emmy, what's her name again? Dark-skinned lady, what's her name? The one that just won the Emmy, gave that long speech. The other one. Shirley Rock, there you go, Shirley Rock. She got up there and gave that long speech. Come on, black girl magic, get live. I want to kick through the TV, man. I want to hold through the TV, man. It all meant nothing, Big Ephraim. It all meant nothing. Fat Joe get on TV, man, and then who made Fat Joe the spokesman for rap? Who made him the spokesman for rap today? He's everywhere. Okay, all that head, man. Okay, you need to go sit down. He's everywhere, shoot. Everywhere you turn, you see Fat Joe now, man. He's everywhere. Okay, who made him the spokesman for rap? Hey, with that's my time. All praise to the Most High.
Put our hands together for the Most High. One YAHAWAH. I'm gonna just read this last one, just kind of the overview of what Elder brought out, what we were talking about. But this is very important because counsel is is always necessary, even to fight against the adversary. So you need to know this about yourself. Even if your counsel, and the Elder brings it out all the time, you want to make sure that, you know, you counsel with certain people. But Ecclesiastes chapter 37, verse 12, but be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of Yahweh, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry. And let the counsel of thine own heart stand, for there is no man more faithful unto thee than it. For a man's mind is sometime wont to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in an high tower. That's why it tells you to examine yourself. That's why it tells you that. Nobody gonna know you really more than you. Examine yourself. You know what's on your person. 15, and above all this, pray to the Most High, that he will direct thy way in truth. Y'all gotta make sure that we're praying that, because a lot of us, you know, we going around here like we don't know, or that we don't have a care, but that needs to be one of your biggest prayers. Verse 16, let reason go before every enterprise and counsel before every action. Even if that counsel is with yourself and Yahawashi, you know, make sure that you're counseling. And above all, it says, above all, pray to the Most High that he will direct our way in truth, which is in the law. All praises. Let's stand to our feet. We're going to face just right behind you. Right there.